keep finding things, see what's going on in the world, and then something comes out of the blue. Yes, I'm wearing it again. I'll try and wear it in as many videos as possible. Julia is not Maddie. A t-shirt available at thewizardswords.com. But anyway, why the live? Why randomly live today? Well, you must have seen the posts that are going around with regards to Surjit Singh Clair. Now this post that's going around is very, very intriguing. And I was like, yeah, I'm doing a video on that. So I am. And then I thought, well, I might as well do it live because, either, isn't it? But at least like you can jump in the comments and have your say. But I've gone on to his Instagram myself, and I think I've got 4 posts that we can go through. And obviously with the last one being the juicy one. So that'd be cool. But you can let me know what you think in the comments. Have your say. Of course. It's free, isn't it? So yeah, I hope you got your brews ready. It's going to be a good one. I am the wizard, also known as Julia Wandelt's Nightmare. I hope you caught the live. If you didn't last night, go watch it with the real Julia Wandelt. That is Danny, and Blank Faces Live, which is Kelly. Go watch that. That was a good one. Some juicy info in there. They know their stuff. And even when I'm wrong, they say no. And they corrected me, so that was good. I don't want to be spreading something. I was misunderstanding the DNA situation, but we're all on board now. But yeah, Surjit Singh Clair, he was the PR representative who actually represents or represented Julia Wandelt. Julia Wandelt then went round saying, like, no, he's never been her PR representative. Yet on her Instagram post at the bottom, it says for media and this and that, contact PR representative Surjit Singh Clair. So she got caught out in her own lie. Well done, Julia. So apparently he was her PR representative. She posted about him, then claimed he wasn't, and then Surjit Singh Clair dropped her like a hot jacket potato. But I've got four posts that we can go through from his Instagram. I didn't even see, like, some people were debating whether his Instagram account is his Instagram account. And with some of the stuff that's written, you can, like, you can understand, like, question it. But I thought to myself, if I was Surjit Singh Clair and someone's doing that on Instagram, I'll be getting that, I'll be on there commenting saying this is not me, blah, blah, blah. But there's been no reaction. So, for the sake of the video, let's say it is his account, but we want to go through some posts because obviously it clarifies the situation for all of us, like where we stand or where we did stand and why it's changed and what he's saying now. I mean, the latest Instagram post is a bit of a, woo, yes, thank you, about time. So let me know in the comments what you think as we're going through. I will be keeping an eye on them. And let's start with this one. April the 26th, this was. I had that in my head, but I forgot. I had to look. But this is Surjit Singh Clair on Instagram. And what you're seeing here is actually from Instagram. I've not cut it or anything. I'm actually on the Instagram page. So it's live as we speak. But he says, understandably, since I got attached to Julia's case, many of are consistently asking me about the lawyers or what's happening with the DNA, etc. And I say the following. When I got involved in Julia's case, it was after repeated requests by Julia and one of her followers. Now, Julia did say that she'd only ever spoke to him twice and never confirmed him as a PR representative. And here we are, saying that repeated requests by Julia and one of her followers. We probably know who that is as well. I didn't get involved for money. That wasn't my motive. even though the people who claim that they love and care about Julia are consistently pushing that lie. Indeed, all I ever see from these people is gossip, lies, and jealousy, made up stories, and fighting amongst themselves. And we all know who you are, and so do you. But I've yet to see any action from them. I've yet to see anything good that they've done that has made a positive impact. So I've got a feeling he's not actually a fan of her fans. Initially, I refused to get involved because of the sheer backlog of work, over 300 posts, and quite frankly, I found the whole thing rather confusing, overwhelming, and indeed the media were not at all interested, not one bit. Because obviously, Julia, the whole narrative must have got boring for so many people, unless it's those who actually believe what Julia's saying because they're a bit cuckoo. But I can totally understand. The media must have just switched off and thought this is ridiculous. But anyway, despite Julia and her friends calling over 50 firms of solicitors, not one agreed to help. Eventually, I read through the main elements of the case and agreed to help on the understanding we start telling her story afresh and in a simple manner. I didn't make Julia any promises, but I knew that if the media saw my name as a publicist, they would take notice and respond, and they responded spectacularly. Within 4 days of my involvement, Julia's story went global. My haters, bless them, couldn't even get something written up on the walls of a public toilet. But for a PR person, like, I can see what people say, like the way he writes and that, but maybe that's the attraction. I don't know. I also told Julia that should she want any legal advice, assistance, or help, I would get her the lawyer she needed. And when she did need them, it took me only one phone call, not 50. So there you go. He's blowing his own trumpet, and rightly so, if he's that good. The one promise I made Julia, and I also wrote this in my earlier posts or comments, was that I would get her DNA tested, and that promise would not be broken, and all is in hand. So that was his promise, and saying it's in hand, which means he's literally doing it, going through with it. So to all of those who couldn't wait for me to fail or not deliver, go away and brood amongst yourselves and leave the big stuff to the big boys. Why not? Well said. Well said. So, yeah, he blows his own trumpet, but maybe rightly so. I mean, you're going to make Julia's so-called supporters, I bet, like, they contact 50 people, but they're probably quite aggressive, and it's probably borderline harassment of how they talk to people. So you can understand maybe someone like Surjit Singh Clair being a lot better at it, but what can I say? And I've just realised I spelt Claire wrong on the end of his name. It's Clair, and I put Clare. I'll have to change that. The next post, April 29th. Again, this is direct from the Instagram. I've not screenshotted nothing or anything. This is literally his Instagram page as of right now. When I took on Julie Wandelt as a client, I made her only one promise, and that promise has been fulfilled. And that promise was DNA. And he's basically saying he took on Julia Wandelt as a client. Like I said, Julia Wandelt was trying to make out she only ever spoke to him twice, and he was a nobody to her. Today, I have dropped Julia Wandelt as a client. I cannot, in good faith, take her case any further. I wish her luck in the coming court case, where hopefully this saga can finally be brought to a satisfactory conclusion. I continue to represent Karen Spragg. I won't be answering any questions. Thank you to those who have supported me over the last few months. It was very, very much appreciated. So basically, to drop her, and what a phrase, I dropped her. Not like I've decided to no longer continue my association with. It's I've dropped. Like, whoa, dropped, boosh, go. Why is that? Because of the DNA? But he says, I cannot in good faith take her case any further. So he it's basically saying there that he knows something, and in good faith has to. What do you think? Let me know in the comments, because that's quite an interesting one. Now this one, it's actually mentioned someone who actually lives right near me in Portsmouth. So if anyone knows who Steven Dempster is of Aylesbury Road in Portsmouth, I wouldn't mind interviewing him, because he's apparently right in there with Julia Wandelt, so he's full on cuckoo. So I wonder if he'd be up for a interview to explain how we managed to get where he got. Crazy. A few hours ago, this notice was put up by Steven Dempster of Aylesbury Road, Portsmouth, a very close friend and ally of Julia Wandelt, on the Free Julia Wandelt page on Facebook, which is run by Sheena Hendrick of South Africa. Now, that Free Julia Wandelt page, that's weird, toxic. There's if you want to know what a Fruit Loop is, that's where they are. Some of the stuff they come out with and they say and the stuff they're doing, and oh my God, it is ridiculous, and it's beyond ridiculous. But basically, like even in the message, you can just sort of see there, like she's not begging for money. Well, she is. That's all Julia does. She's in it for the money. She wants fame. Do you know what I mean? It is money, money, money. Of course it is. I mean, yeah, well, this will raise hundreds of thousands of pounds from Julia Wandelt's army of supporters and fans from around the world. Please be strongly advised that this money-raising scheme does not involve or include me in any way whatsoever, whether in its concept or in its operation or in its running. So there you go. He really, really wants to distance himself. Why is he distanced himself from money raising? Because he probably knows, like I've written, how many times have I written it on my posts and said it, like Julia Wandelt is a fraud, a liar, and a con. And I've got a feeling he knows that. And as you can see there, like she's not begging for money. I mean, should we let me Julia Wandelt, prison number and info we know, date of birth not right. Well, date of birth is right because she was born the 20th of August 2001. So a Miss T of end of name. Oh wow, but she's known as Wandelt. So email screener if you'd like to put money on her account on the .gov, send money to a prisoner. She thanks all her supporters and knows she's not begging for money, but any help appreciated. So not begging for money, but any help is appreciated. You're begging for money. That's exactly what they're doing, which is absolutely crazy. But yeah, right, where were we? Indeed, today is the first I've seen or heard of it. That message just there. I am not in favour of this shameless attempt to get rich, and I'm fully against it, period. Now, there you go. I mean, people, do not send Julia any money at all, ever. But what you can do is have a look at the Wizards memberships. But basically what he's saying there, or how he's saying it, like to actually say, I am not in favour, fair enough. But he's going to say, of this shameless attempt to get rich. So he knows there's something going on in a financial sense. And whether that sort of goes back to sort of what Julia has heard from people like Sean Atwood, where it's all about money, I don't know. But he says, I'm fully against it, period. Like, he's seriously expressing that. Not in favour, shameless attempt to get rich, fully against it, period. I mean, that's one powerful sentence. It really is. Please note, however, so that there is no confusion, this is not the reason I've walked away from Julia's case or dropped her as a client. As you all already know, I got her media attention from around the globe, which is what she needed, wanted, and craved for. And as a consequence, I put her name and her campaign into the world arena. That's a bit of a... needed and wanted and craved. And finally, I carried out my promise. I know the results of the promise, as does Julia Wandelt, and I will not be associated with her any longer. He's basically saying DNA has been done. I know the results of that promise. That's the DNA test. And Julia Wandelt also knows, and that's why he wants to distance himself from this. Send her money. Oh, poor little Julia's in prison. Send her money, and this whole money raising thing. That's why he knows. He must know. This is exactly like we'll get to the final Instagram post in a minute. This is exactly what he's on about. I swear it must be. I mean, I might be wrong. Jump in the comments. Tell me. Get in the comments. I could be barking up the wrong tree, but that I know the results of that promise, i.e., the DNA test, as does Julia Wandelt. I mean, what more? I will not be associated with her any longer. I mean, wow. I mean, there's a few sentences in this that just, they really do pack a punch if you look at them for what they are. Like everyone else in the eye of the public, I have my own reputation to protect. So he does not want to be associated in any shape or form with something that is fraudulent or a con or a lie because he has a reputation. That's exactly what he's saying. Let me know in the comments. What do you think? As I stressed, Julia has a strong and formidable legal team which I have appointed for her, and I remain in contact with them about other matters which do not involve Julia or any of her legal issues. I wish Julia the very best of luck in her ongoing case, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's a crazy one. And this is the newest. 6 hours ago, this was posted. And yes, that is me at the bottom. Feel free to contact me to appear on my YouTube channel, Mr. Surjit Singh Clair. We can have a really good chat. I'll be really interested in what you say, but I can't contact him in any way. I don't know how to, and I don't know if I should really just be pumping whatever, because it like media, it'd be like go away and whatever. But I'll just put it there for him. He can see it. You never know. How cool would that be to have Surjit Singh Clair on and have a little chat about Julia and that? Because we need the truth, and I've got a feeling that this man's probably, from what we've just read, he has integrity and honesty going through him. Because why else would he be saying I'm distancing from her and this and that? But this final one, as you can see on screen, you probably read it before me, haven't you? You've already read it. Let's be honest. In the coming weeks, I will be posting news about Julia Wandelt's real identity. Now, that's a powerful sentence as well. I will only be stating what is factual and backed by undisputed evidence. This, again, like the previous thing we just read, it's to do with the DNA. I think the DNA is literally going to expose every single con Julia has ever come out with, and all her so-called supporters and fans are a little bit cuckoo, Fruit Loopy. Their pride is going to be damaged. What are they going to do? They will now try to soil the name of Surjit Singh Clair. Of course they will. He's faking this. He's made this up. He's done that. Oh, his past is this. His past is that. That's exactly what they're going to do. I'm sure of it. Because he has it now, I feel. He is the man that will destroy Julia Wandelt's lie and the fraud and the con. I am the only source who has access to all the information. His DNA test. The information that I release will not be part of the Wandelt or Spragg's upcoming trial. And to top it off, another one who thinks his opinion is factual when it's just opinions. No, factual. Should we do it now, live? It's factual. Loony. There we go. Because you don't like it. Facts are facts. Facts are facts. But let's... Oh, hit the wrong button. Hide replies. Don't know where I was going. This is the... what is this? Hey, Jackie Healy. Are you being number 2? Why have you used such a bad photo of Julia? What has a photo got to do with it? That's how she looks. That's how she's looked. There's 17 replies to this. That really doesn't surprise me. But this is how goo goo gaga it goes. Lady Gaga. You came on the scene. An ex... Oh my God. I what did I say? An ex-conflict. There's been convict known for lies and imprisoned. See what I mean? Literally throwing it at him already to soil his name because he will destroy her. You are a plant. You expect us to believe anything you say. We know who Julie is. She's a beautiful soul wanting to find her identity, whose Polish parents are in hiding, and let her be Jackie, your Fruit Loop. Right. We know who Julie is. Yes, she's Julia. She's a beautiful soul. She has a soul, but she's just confused, lost, and people like you helping her come up with absolute crap about being Madeline is not helping at all in any shape or form. Her Polish parents are in hiding because of idiots like you and death threats, because they are good people. They have proven to the Polish police who Julia Wandelt is. And they're in hiding due to death threats from weirdos like you. And let her be SA. No one lets anyone get SA'd. What planet are you on? You will go to hell for your part in trying to destroy this girl. Well, I'm going to be in hell as well because we're talking facts. Doesn't matter if she is Maddie or Julia, the treatment she received and abuse is vile. Well, it does matter because she's absolutely full of rubbish. The lies, I mean, blimey, look, he's even replied to her, I'll go to hell for helping her find out who she really is. I think you're missing the point. The reason she asked me to get involved because she and people like you wanted publicity and to find out who she was, Maddie. And I've done just that. Surely for that, I booked for a place in heaven. Wonder where you'll finally end up. I would not you. Oh, my bad. This is terrible. This is exactly what you expect. I would not use a young SA victim of my own gains. Julia, I've already read out. Julia was contacting him, as was one of Julia's followers. So I don't know what planet she's on. It's a bad photo. I mean, blimey heck. What is her problem? What is her problem? Look, just because she called you out and didn't trust you, no, it's nothing to do with that. See, what did I say? They will try and destroy him in any which way because he has it in his control and it has real knowledge that he'll actually destroy her. Well, what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Get in the comments. Tell me, what do you think? Because I think Surjit Singh Clair is literally going to destroy her. He has the DNA results. He must have. That's exactly what he's talking about. So if you think Julia Wandelt is Madeleine McCann, you're going to have to get ready to swallow your pride. Your little grift is over. The fraud can stop. People like Sean Atwood need to remove all videos with Julia Wandelt in it. There's absolutely nothing that anyone will be able to say or do once Surjit Singh Clair steps up and says, these are the DNA results. This is fact. But like I say, you can have idiots like that Jackie Healy giving it all that and trying to ruin him now, because obviously as soon as he says that, that's the end of it. Their grift is done. They're going to hate it. But that, to me, it's telling me it's over. It will be over. It will be over. But, I mean, what do you take from it? There it is, so you can see it for yourself. In the coming weeks, I will be posting news about Julia's real identity. I mean, let me know. Let me know in the comments. What do you think? What do you think? Anne-Marie Dobbin, oh, welcome. I did see you there on last night's live. Hi, Wizard. I knew nothing of this update. Thanks for sharing. Sean Out's channel disgusts me. Yep, I subscribed, I'll admit, but now I've unsubscribed, admittedly. I like facts. Why people got to lie or grift or just make stuff up to get views now, I don't know. But yeah, this is now must be 7 hours old, this post. So I want to get straight on it. It's absolutely crazy. But there's no way Julia's going to worm out of this one. Literally no way. I think Surjit Singh Clair has fulfilled his promise, like he said, because he did say he'd get to the bottom of it. He's done a DNA. I don't know, what does Julie Wandelt feel like by doing something? Like, I don't know, if she eats a banana, does she think that's going to change her DNA or something? How deluded is Julia to have it in her own head to think she's Maddie, that she's like, yeah, take my DNA, knowing full well that's going to prove without doubt, with any reasonable doubt, that she's not. Like, Julie Wandelt is Julie Wandelt. Oh no, shocker. And here we are, all saying it, getting abused left, right, and centre, and we're the ones speaking the truth. And now, because Surjit is going to do his thing, apparently he's going to get abused as well. But Julie Wandelt is a con. She is a fraud. And she's begging for people's money. This has got to be one of the most biggest, openest, obvious, fraudulent con things, whatever you want to call it, on the planet. There's no other way of putting it. But I do need to find out about this Steven Dempster from Free Julia Wandelt Facebook page of nutters, because he lives right near me, so it'd be good to get him on for an interview, wouldn't it? Apparently he's a good friend of Julia Wandelt, so he probably knows it's all a lie and a grift, but he's in on it. I mean, how many people it's like Julia is like the head of the cult. She's like the cult leader. She's the Maddie from the bloomin' Ahmadi religion of peace and light. What she says goes, end of. But that's part of, because we were discussing in the other live that, like, narcissistic traits and anything to do with Julia, like, it's her way or no way. You just know that. Hence why she's so willing to actually destroy her own mother over this. Who does that? My mum this, my mum that. And you got idiots posting on Instagram saying, oh, parents let her get SA'd. Well, no, they didn't. No, they didn't at all. What an absolute ludicrous thing to post. And rightly so, Surjit Singh Clair replied to that and told her. But to say, Surjit Singh Clair, how dare you be so factual and speak the truth and be honest, you're going to hell. I mean, what more would you expect from Julia Wandelt's so-called fans or supporters? It's crazy. Is there anything you want to say in the comments? Get in the comments, tell me. Any questions, queries? But it seems like the coming weeks are going to be absolutely amazing. Make sure you are on the Real Julia Wandelt Facebook page. If you're on Facebook, just look up the Real Julia Wandelt. That's where she's exposed for being the fraud that she is. It's all, it's basically all based on facts, evidence. No one's deluded. No one's trying to lie to themselves. No one's in it for the money. It's just like, this is the truth. So that's a good Facebook page to be on. You've got myself, Through the Looking Glass, and Blank Faces Live all on YouTube that are doing videos that are related to. So, you know, and Through the Looking Glass, she probably knows more than myself and Kelly put together. Anyone want to say anything in the comments? Any questiones? But anyone who is currently registered, subscribe to Sean Atwood, unsubscribe. I'm hoping YouTube steps in at some point. I don't get how the police haven't stepped in and said, hang on, we'll have none of that. And how you get a prison phone call to a YouTube channel to sit there for what, how long? Half hour, 45 minutes, an hour? Talking about a case that you've been banged up for. What person said that was a good idea? I mean, there's nothing about Julia Wandelt or this whole situation that makes sense. That's why the good Lord invented coffee, so we can just have a sip and enjoy the caffeine. I mean, it's absolutely, it's crazy. Julia, her followers' brains will be rewired. It's just a matter of time. Yeah, I'm not too sure, like, which way they are wired up in the first place, 'cause to be that naive, is that a word? Naive, confused, deluded, because you've got to lie to yourself. That's like me sitting here telling you that I've got short hair. My hair's really short. Don't tell me otherwise. I literally have to convince myself of that lie because it's so blimmin' obvious. It's a lie. I don't know. Yeah, they'll have to be rewired. Have to be. Christine, hi. Hello. I think a lot of those who say they believe Julia is Maddie are just kidding themselves. Exactly. They must be. They must be. There's nothing honest, genuine about these people. There can't be because, I mean, yeah. I'm trying to think of a different way, like kidding themselves. I mean, lying to themselves. I don't know. I can't think of the word, but there must be something in all these people's lives. There must be something going on where they feel they got this so they can grasp it, like grasping at straws, I suppose. But yeah, that's it. They're trying to be different, aren't they? Definitely jumping on the bandwagon, without a doubt. And that's all part of Julia's plan, as you know, head of the cult. It's got to be, but I just don't get how no one stepped in. Like I say, YouTube to stop Sean Atwood platforming her and that Ron Swanson. The police then saying, like, you know, stop doing this, that, and everything else. I don't get it. I don't get it. But it should have been stopped. But still, what can I say? So yeah, there we go. I just had to like let you all know that. So yeah, absolutely marvelous. So thanks for watching, my friends. Thanks to Christine, Julia, and Anne-Marie for commenting. That's as it is at this stage. If I hear anything else, I will, of course, do a video or go live, either. Because, you know, we've got to stay up to date now, haven't we? So it's all happy days. So thank you to all and everyone, and thank you for watching. Please do not forget to hit the like and subscribe. Any videos that you feel that you would like to see, or any topics, whether it's Julie Wandelt or something else, or whatever it may be, let me know down below in the comments, because I'll read all them. And we hopefully will be setting up a DNA special with the real Julie Wandelt and Blank Faces Live. Maybe in a week or two. I'm not too sure. I shall email her and find out. So make sure you are subscribed and hit the notification button, or the bell, either, because you don't want to miss that, because it's all about evidence and facts, because that's the way we roll. So yes, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And like I say at the end of every video, be wizard, stay wizard. That's the wizard's words.